Well, g'day there. Thanks for tuning in again to Welcome to Consciousness. And if you've been listening along, I want to thank you for tuning in and enjoying the ride. Soon we're going to have a bit of a transition where I'm going to be interviewing more guests. There's a few things that I want to share, and I'll continue to do some solo casts as well as time goes on. And this is really about my own soul's purpose, about serving others in a way that's going to help them through my voice, through my leadership, through coaching, through whatever things come to my heart. I know my gifts shine through my heart, my throat, and through my third eye intuition the most. And so a big part of my journey has been learning to lean into that and to trust that and then to express that, which has been the most challenging thing, because when we start to express it, that's when the fears come up. When we start to put ourselves out there, that's when the fears show up, or when we interact with people and it triggers some of those deeper things of where we're afraid to stand out or to really shine bright for lots of different reasons. It definitely takes us out of our comfort zone and into the uncomfort, into the unknown. And so today I want to talk about living your soul's purpose. This is often called your Dharma as well. And Dharma can also explain a broader range of things in your soul's path, in your spiritual path. But in the context now, it's your soul's purpose. And I want you to take a moment just to zoom out a little bit in the bigger picture of your soul and of your life. Now, it took me a while to open my mind up to new ways of thinking about this. And so wherever you're at, it's all right. When you've got new information and new beliefs, the best thing that you can do is really lean into what feels true and right in your body, what feels true and right in your heart. What do you know within you just resonates? Because often we try to understand our lives based on our past conditioning, and we try and understand our souls and our soul journey, and we try to do it from just what we already know. And so we block out the possibilities of what could be outside of what we don't know. So when it comes to your soul's purpose, the way that I like to look at it is that we're in a soul that's been around for forever, essentially, like our souls are eternal, and that we've had different lifetimes. And so it's kind of like this idea that before you entered Earth in this physical body, that you as a soul chose to be here and to come here. And there's a lot of different perspectives and ways of looking at that. Again, they're just perspectives and ways of understanding it. I don't think we'll ever truly know because we're limited in what we can understand. And so we jump into this earth experience, into this physical body with this mind, into the limitations of the mind and the fear that is a normal part of being a human in this day and age. But before we came to Earth, we had a gift, we had a purpose, we had something that we wanted to bring and contribute. Now, so much of our purpose to me is about remembering who we are. And so much of that is just about remembering the love and the peace and the bliss of who we really are. And it's about being. It's not about doing, because the mind loves to focus on doing. It's about being. And our soul's purpose really comes to life when we really remember and know ourselves, and we can be, but then we can take like an aligned action, and that being flows on into the way that we express ourselves, live our lives, create our lifestyle, the way we work, the way we serve others. And so this is the journey of remembering, is your soul's purpose. I want to share a couple of different frameworks with you that I'll use in coaching, and these can help you understand where you're at and the next decisions that you may need to make, or just get that resonance inside of you that I know I'm on the right path and this is the direction that I need to take. And so when it comes to the soul purpose, there are different stages, there are different types, and there are different paths. Okay? And then there's the Dharma journey spiral, was what we refer to, the soul purpose spiral, which is really about the integration and embodiment and the healing journey that goes along with the soul purpose. But first I want to start with the 5 stages of your soul's purpose. And so the first stage is this, and I want you to try and figure out where you're at. The first one is self-awareness. So self-awareness is where you have this awareness that I'm not satisfied where I'm at, or something is off in my life, or I'm working my guts out and I don't feel like I'm getting anywhere, I'm getting burnt out. This self-awareness often comes after a stressful time, or a burnout time, or a time of illness, maybe a time of death or grief of someone close to you. And you just get to this point where you question life a bit more and be like, there's something more to my life that I want. And it starts you on a journey deeper into yourself. So that's self-awareness. I'm not satisfied where I'm at right now. There's something in me wants more. The second one is self-improvement or self-development. Or this is like the personal growth stage. It's where we start to value and work on our mindset and on our bodies. We might take up new habits. We might become more aware and more conscious of the food that we're eating, of the lifestyle that we're living. And this is massive for people. This is a huge stage. And I feel that a lot of people tend to stay there because the next stages get a lot more challenging when you really want to go into your purpose. But this is also important because you need to lift your energy in your mind and your body to be able to really match your soul's purpose, to be able to hold it. It's going to take a certain vibrational match on an energy level for you to be able to sustain that. You can't be eating like shit and not looking after your body and really unhealthy and expect to have the energy to be full of love and full of life and full of vibrance and full of joy, and to be able to express yourself confidently and openly. And so personal growth is super important. Maybe you're in that stage, and I will say that these stages can flow together, as it's not just a linear thing. You can sort of go back and forth between them. I certainly did. The third stage is the spiritual awakening stage. And for my own journey, I started in personal growth and then realized, like, to live my purpose, I've got some massive energy blocks in my body. I can't even speak in front of people. I can't speak in front of a camera, and I know that's what I'm supposed to do. It's what I'm doing right now. And so I realized I needed to heal. And to heal, I started to go into energy work. I knew that in my energy something was off, so I was drawn to different energy healers and programs and work, and started to awaken spiritually because I was awakening to energy and clearing out that old stagnant energy that needed to shift. And this is a big change as well, because it's less about the mindset, it's less about the body, it's more about getting to know ourselves on a soul level. It's where we start to remember who we are. It's where we also develop different practices that we can have, the routines and the practices that help us embody and grow spiritually or energetically, and that help you move through the challenging emotions or the wounds that you might be healing. So that's the spiritual awakening stage. And from that place, we start to connect more with our purpose, our soul's purpose. Not the one that other people told us, not the one that we thought that we should have or that makes sense in our minds, the one that our heart keeps drawing us back to. This is our North Star. This is the thing that gives you passion, that gives you excitement within you, no matter how crazy it sounds, no matter how far out it sounds. It's like there's this desire, this passion, this dream, this energy that's within you. And for me, it was buried under 100 layers of pain and fear and of confusion and conditioning, but I knew still it was deep down there, and I just needed the courage to keep taking the next step. So the next one is called Dharma Development, or your soul purpose development. This is where you really start to go in a new direction. You start to develop some new skills, try new things, help people in new ways. You start to explore how you can use this gift and this passion. You might take on a course, you might study a different modality in a way that you can serve others. You might start to volunteer your time. You might connect with others in community in this in an area that you're passionate about. And what you're really doing is that you're starting to align your life with your soul's purpose. You're starting to create more congruency in your life, which is that harmony between the inner and the outer, so that my inner passion is a part of my outer expression and reality of life, the way that I live, so that I'm aligned with my soul's purpose. So this is the Dharma development. And this is also a time of really deep healing, because we're hitting those blocks and those really deep traumas that are stopping us and blocking us from taking those steps forward to fully embody our soul's purpose, which is the fifth stage, and that's Dharma embodiment. That's the soul purpose embodiment, when you fully embody your soul's purpose, when there's flow. It's often called Kriya, as there's congruency between the inner and the outer. It's like there's no separation. You're just in the flow, you're expressing yourself, you're living your life. A lot of the time your work will be aligned, or your purpose will just flow through whatever work that you do, your relationships, your family. There's no start and end time. It's not just about a tool or a practice that you do in a morning routine. This is just the embodiment of who you are. It's an energetic state that you begin to embody, a vibrational state that you have. And life happens for you in this place because you just naturally attract everything that was meant for you. You have the confidence, you have the peace, you have the support, because you're embodying your soul's purpose and your soul's truth in that. So I wonder where you're at in the 5 stages. Have a think about it. Is it self-awareness, where you've just started to think, gee, there's got to be something more, but I haven't really done anything about it yet? Or is it the second stage? You're moving into that self-improvement, personal development. You're improving your mind and your body, and you're taking those things serious. Or have you taken the next step into spiritual awakening, where you realize that you're more than a mind and a body, and that you're actually an energy as well, that you have a consciousness that is separate to your body, and that you have a spirit and that holds different energies, and that you can start to work on those energies, and you can start to remember who yourself, connect with your soul, connect with life beyond just your body, start to connect with the divine masculine and the divine feminine, to connect with your soul guides and your higher self. The 4th one is a Dharma development. You've gone through that stage for a while. Now you're really developing a new skill or a new area, or you're starting to explore things, how your passion and your purpose can be integrated into your life, but then also doing some deep healing of things that are holding you back. And the 5th one is a Dharma embodiment, where you're just fully living in flow, living your soul's purpose, absolutely going for it. Doesn't mean that it's all easy, but it means that you are confidently and powerfully manifesting and taking the next steps in alignment with your soul purpose. And I just also want to say, it doesn't mean you stay there forever, because you might integrate that level, you might move forward in your soul's purpose, and then you just hit another stage where you hit a new layer, where you might go back through, cycle through that self-awareness, into that development, into that awakening on another level, into that embodiment and integration and healing on another level. So it continues. The next 3 things I want to talk about are the 3 paths to your soul purpose. So the first one, this is how you can transition essentially, or how you find yourself living your soul's purpose. The first one is the leap. This is the all or nothing leap. It's where you just quit your job and you go all in, and you have to succeed. You have to find a way to succeed. It's just, you just jump fully into the unknown and you just go for it. And I trained with a lot of coaches, and some of them took the leap approach. Quit the job, I'm going straight into coaching, and I'm going to make my living, and I'm going to align my life according to my purpose. And it doesn't mean you get to skip any of the journey that you go through or the stages, but it just means that you go all in on it. It's the full leap. The second one is the transition. This is where you start to develop new skills and go in a new way, or you start to express yourself in new ways, but you kind of do it hand in hand with what you're already doing. This is probably the most common. It's the most stable, probably the most popular. In terms of if you've got other responsibilities in your life, you've got a family to provide for, or a business that you're running, something that you can't just drop altogether, then it makes more sense to be able to do this. But it does come with its risk, in terms of it's easier to turn around and run the other way because you didn't go all in. It's easy to not have the time to work through what you really need to do the healing, and to take that jump when you need to leap and into your soul's purpose, because you might just stay where it's safe and in the known, in what you already have. And this is the path that I've most recently been taking. I've kept my cleaning company. I sold one of my cleaning businesses to free up time, and I've gone into training to be a spiritual and soul purpose coach. And now I'm doing this podcast, and I'm working with some clients, but I'm still running my cleaning company. I still have staff in that. That's still my main source of income. I've got that stability. I'm providing for my wife, my 4 kids. At the same time, I'm still healing some deep layers. And so it is the transition. The third one is the accidental discovery. This is where you accidentally find yourself living your soul's purpose. You might just have taken up a hobby, or went on a weekend retreat, or just had a new experience and just found something that you absolutely loved and that you wanted to do. A way you could express yourself, a way you could serve others, a way you could also make income, or whatever combination of those things. It's like you weren't looking for it. It's like it found you by accident. And that's really awesome. We can all have this experience to some degree in some area where we just find something that, I can't believe I didn't find this sooner. So that's the 3 paths to Dharma. I wonder which one resonates most with you. Is it the leap, to go all in and to go for it? And if you're in a place in your life where you can do that, that can be the best one. And where you're willing to and you're courageous enough to. You might also have that personality to do that as well. See, we've all got different personalities. Some of us are more calculated and more stable. Some are more higher risk taking. And then, is it the transition, or is it the accidental discovery? The last thing that I want to touch on here now is the 4 types of our soul purpose, or the 4 types of our Dharma. Now, the first one is a natural born gift. You were just born with this gift, and it was just obvious from the day that you were born. And all you need to do is work on developing it and then sharing it and expressing it with others. The second one is a breakdown and a breakthrough. I can relate to this. I felt like I was doing the best to live my purpose, but then I had a massive breakdown, and everything that I knew, my entire belief system, my identity crumbled. And for me, that had to happen so that I could open up my mind to fuller perspective and to connect with myself, to open up to a true spiritual awakening. And so this happens after you have a difficult time in your life. Like, it doesn't have to be over years. It could just be a really difficult situation, and it just causes this breakdown, or something inside of you breaks down. But then it becomes your breakthrough, because it may bring things to the surface. It brings pain forward. It brings new challenges where you're really tested. And so you find a way to break through that. The third one is overcoming obstacles. So this is, you've overcame a huge obstacle in your life, and now you're helping others to overcome it as well. And so it's a little bit like the breakdown to breakthrough, but it didn't have to be a breakdown. It could be just a massive challenge that you took on in your work or in your life, and you had this big obstacle and you overcame it. Now that you've done that, let's just say you built an incredible business. Now you've found a purpose in helping others do the same. And it might be through breaking through in their mindset and taking action. And then, wow, look what you can do when you do that. It might be in relationships. It might be in health, where you had this obstacle and you overcame it. You see people all the time online just where they have these health and wellness businesses because they had some obstacles. They didn't have a breakdown, but they had an obstacle and they overcame it. Now they're helping others to do the same as well. The fourth one is helping others overcome an obstacle. So just because of the way your life worked out, there might have been someone around you, like a parent, for example, that was really sick, and you helped them overcome that obstacle, or a crisis happened of some type, and you help somebody else and you help them deal with a lot of pain, and it created an understanding and an empathy and a compassion in you to help more people like that. So now that you've helped someone else overcome, then you find this purpose in doing it, and then you want to do that more. So the 4 types of Dharma: a natural born gift, a breakdown and a breakthrough, overcoming obstacles, and helping others to overcome their obstacles. I wonder where that fits and what relates to you the most. The thing that I love about this is it gives a fuller, higher perspective on the challenges that we're going through. For me, I've been through mental illness, and after years and years of being in mental illness, it just seems like there's nothing good about this. There's nothing to be excited about. There's no purpose in this. There's no joy. There's no love. There's no connection when you're in that mental illness. But in a bigger picture, it was part of a breakdown and a breakthrough. It's just that we've got to be courageous enough to take the next steps. And if you happen to be listening to this, then it's because your soul's stirring you because it wants you to break through. You wouldn't be drawn to this energy that I'm giving now because you didn't want to. It's calling out to you right into your heart, into your gut. You know it deep within you that you're being called to overcome whatever obstacle, whatever challenge, whatever breakdown, whatever you're facing, so that you can step fully into your soul's purpose, into your true passion, so that you can fully come alive and be healthy, and that you can give back to others, and you can serve from a place of being and of your soul's purpose and your soul's truth. So I want to leave you with that. If you're interested in exploring this more, then I've got my heart-centered coaching available at the moment, and I would love to be able to take you through some of this and more and help you really connect and discover and live your soul's purpose. The other part of this I didn't get to was the Dharma Journey Spiral. And this is where we really face different challenges and we integrate it on an emotional, physical, spiritual, and mental level. And it's the journey that we go through. And that's kind of the next part of it. And that's where, like, every step you take is a part of your soul's purpose. Listening to this, and then the action that you will take, the awareness that you will grow, the understanding that you've got of the process that you're in is part of your soul's purpose. So now you can take the next step, and then you can take the next one after that. It's all part of your soul's purpose, calling you forward. The challenges that you've been through in the past, the obstacles, the breakdown, the pain, the trauma, the grief, from a high perspective, you're going to learn how to move through that, to overcome it. You're going to go into the pain, and you're going to be able to be a shining light for others to move through their pain. You've got a gift and a passion in you that when you step into it and express it, it's going to inspire others and give others the permission to do the same. When you overcome your seemingly impossible situation, or your seemingly impossible inner prison, mental health, whether it's trauma or anything in that sphere, that it's going to show others that it's possible. So there's a greater purpose in what you're doing, and it's not about that. It's not about that you have to do something for others. This is really moving into an alignment with the core truth of who we are, where we become most alive. And I'm on this path. I'm on this journey. I'm inviting you to be on it as well, because this is really what it's about. From a bigger perspective, it's remembering who we are as souls. That's our true essence. No one gets to tell you that. Only you know this. Only you can discover this. Only you can walk this path. I can't tell you what your soul's purpose is because it's in you. Only you know that. Only you can receive that. I can help you along the way. Somebody else can help you along the way, but only you can know it and live it and embody it for yourself. So have a fantastic week. Tune in the coming weeks, as we'll have some guests coming on that are going to help you in some different specific areas and add a whole lot of value to your soul purpose journey, your spiritual awakening, your inner healing, maybe your conscious business that you're creating, or just living a healthy, holistic, conscious lifestyle. Until next time, we'll see you then. So there we have it. Thanks for joining me on Welcome to Consciousness. My name's Michael Reed, and I'm here to help you consciously live and create your life. If you enjoyed this, please click subscribe and follow. There's a lot more to come. Also, if you could rate or review it, this would really help others find this show. Also, if you want to share this with a friend or on your social media, please go for it. And if you have any questions about your journey, please reach out. I'll answer them directly or on the podcast. And lastly, if you want personal help consciously living and creating your life, I've created a coaching program that helps you do just that. You can head to my website for more info. So thanks again. Have a fantastic day. Look forward to seeing you next time.